makes it 3 wide going down, because these guys are going to start looking for the apron. Trust me, this time in the race, you can see more and more guys dropping down low.
Well, here we go again. Coming to the green flag. Back underway.
And Gordon gets a great start.
Junior did not. Look at Junior.
No trouble.
Oh, that's going to turn Truex. And Truex is going to get right into Burton, and we've got more problems.
We got all kinds of people. Kevin Harvick,
Brian Vickers, David Reagan,
Yeah.
Casey Mears is involved in that. Oh, what a mess for the 8th caution of the day.
Lots of RCR cars sitting in that shot.
And there's one of them right there.
I think
Kevin
all 3
Harvick.
RCR cars got in it.
Yeah.
Harvick, Burton,
We didn't
and
see
Casey
Boyer.
Mears. Oh yeah, Boyer was not in it.
And I'm going to tell you, Truex was a factor. This was a guy that had a shot at running in the top 5 and possibly putting himself in position to win the race. These guys were good today.
I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see if it all checked up and just was a.
Watch the 88.
Okay, the 88 got sideways,
and he's got Truex right behind him. And
Kyle Busch. Kyle couldn't really go anywhere.
No.
So
Rudiman gets turned.
I think right. The 88 looked like he got a little bit sideways. Listen, that's already happened. I think by this point.
Yeah, it's behind that, isn't it?
That was just one of those chain reaction deals. Kyle Busch was already up close to whoever he was next to. You see him down on the bottom. You see the one has to check up. Kyle tries to squeeze to the right. And they, you know, whether Martin came over or whatever, there just wasn't enough room. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it's just everybody going for the same spot.
And you know, when the 88 spun his tires, he goes to the inside. So now all of a sudden it looks to Kyle Busch like it's a 3 wide racetrack. You see the 88. Look at how far over he comes over. You can't see it from that angle. But the 88 or the 18 stuffs it up in there, and the 1 follows and then comes back to get around the 88.
Yeah.
And there's no place to go. That is strictly racing. And I know everybody. Watch the 88. Well, we're already past it again. They're already into it.
It's just like I said. It's just a chain reaction thing where you're only talking about inches here.
Yeah, and that's
you don't
nobody's
have a
fault.
lot of room to work with.
Back. Oh, Kyle, will he retaliate? Yes, he turns him. Joey Logano goes past. He gets through it. The caution is out. And there is damage to the points leader. All right, let's go back and look at it all. They battled for about 10 laps here. You see Kyle got just a little bit loose there as he pulled up in front. Yeah, that's Bristol racing. You know, each one of them, you have to know that he's going to take that chance. But that right there is a payback, folks. That's all that is.
I thought I had him cleared on the back, and I moved up in front of him, and instead of him doing an Earnhardt crossover move, he decided that he'd just run in the back of me and put me in the fence. So that's Brad Keselowski. So, you know, I went down to the next corner and dumped him. I mean, but he does it to everybody else. Why can't I do it to him?
First, Ken's in second with a push from Gordon. Oh, Kane! Kane gets around, slides across the track. Dillon misses him. More carnage down toward turn number 1. Montoya, Harvick.
For real low apron.
All with damage as the caution comes out.
Yeah, the 18 just got down on that inside, caught the left rear corner of the 5 car. That's a real vulnerable spot, and gave him a little tap and sent him sailing.
What a close call for Joey Logano on that 22. He was all the way down in the grass and dodged it.
Yeah, these guys on further down the track, they really got in it afterwards when people were slowing down.
Kane sideways, comes across the nose of Montoya. Logano misses him.
And Darrell, that was coming out of that tri-oval where you're running so fast with very little banking to hold you.
Somebody got into the back of Kevin Harvick's number 29, sending him down and then up into Stewart.
Up here,
Martin Truex Jr. caution flag is out.
Yellow's out.
And that changes everything. Hit the big reset button on it all. We're not done yet. Martin Truex Jr. and then Kyle Busch involved in this one, and that's rather interesting appearing.
Looks like a dump. Martin Truex. They may have had some contact earlier and later. What that's all about.
Well, certainly bizarre circumstances with
Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. there. And I agree with your statement, altering the outcome of this race. Still trying to figure out what happened between Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. to set that incident off that brought out the caution flag.
Hell was that for? He just dumped you, man. I don't know.
And as I suspected there might be, there's Martin Truex Jr. around the 18 of Kyle Busch.
Yeah, Kyle Busch's car is down here in the garage, and Martin Truex Jr. came into his window net. They were having a fairly heated conversation, no blows.
Now the 18 drops down to the bottom. He'll block the inside line.
What a tough spot for Kyle Busch. What lane is he going to block? The outside lane, down the inside lane is going to come.
Here comes the inside lane. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. back to the front. Another hood flap flies off. Oh, around comes the 18. The 42 collects the 17 as well. The 62 upside down. Brendan Gaughan upside down as he went back in front of the pack.
We're wrecked here, guys.
And the big one happens right at the front of the field.
That was crazy. Brendan Gaughan just flipped around, fortunately landed on his tires.
The 2, major damage.
That is why drivers' heart rates are through the roof on these late race restarts, these racetracks.
Yeah, the bumpers just don't line up as well as they used to with the old COT, but the pushing is just as aggressive as it's ever been and creates those type of situations.
Rick, you were calling the action 2 and 3 wide. The runs were so big, and 3 wide, you can't move. If you want to avoid the run, you're just going to get hit.
Marty.
I just go back to what Kyle Busch told me before the Motor Mouth show last Wednesday. He said, man, I've been wrecked in the front, in the middle, in the back, and he was leading there and got in this accident. Adam Stevens said, hey, we're going to cut everything off this car we can, and Kyle Busch said, dude, I don't think this thing is going to roll straight. So you see them more dissecting what's going on there, and the same thing for Brad Keselowski trying to get to his pit stall, and you see Brendan Gaughan on the backstretch. Man, what a crazy crash, but good to see Brendan walking away from the car.
When you're in these multi-car accidents, even cutting stuff off and rolling around at 40 miles an hour is a lap. That could score you in front of other cars.
Well, let's check out this replay, see exactly how all this came down.
See Kurt pushing Kyle.
It just hooked him.
Look at Brendan Gaughan just flipped right over.
It's like the nose of that Chevrolet just can't quite push them straight. It just can't do it.
Yeah, the 17 goes up to side draft. I don't think that affects the 18. It's the one just pushing his brother. It peels the 18 off to the right. It looks a lot like the 24 accident. Look at the 62, a full flip back on its wheels. Thank goodness. Instantly stopped the flipping, put the car back in position. But a huge, huge accident.
You wonder though if the side force, like right here, if the side force didn't help push the car off and roll it off the front bumper, right? Yeah. Just the air moved it to the right. Because he's trying to pull him back. Yes, yes, and just moved it, and then that helped with that pointed nose of the Chevrolet, the combination of the two.
Oh, this shot right here.
Yeah.
Coming right at you. Look at this 62. It looks like a toy.